Hello Procrastinator, Sam here, and today I want to talk a little bit about Sonic Frontiers. It's been about a week since my last upload, which was my reaction and analysis for the Sonic Frontiers trailer. But since then, I've had time to think about, the game some more. We've had some new information come out, like drip fed to us, over time. So there is some more stuff I do want to talk about regarding the game and stuff I just want to drive home. But I do want to give a warning that there is no script for this video. I'm just going to be kind of rambling off, kind of like my Delay Bound Wonderworld video. I feel like this is the best thing that I could do right now. I'm actually visiting my girlfriend's place right now. I'm recording this from her place. The second I actually uploaded my last video, my Sonic Frontiers reaction and analysis video, the second I hit the upload button, I literally just, grabbed my bags and rushed out the door to the airport to catch a plane. So I didn't really have much time to talk about the game, so I'm gonna do that now, and I do want to cover some of the new stuff we've learned. And near the end, I will talk about, a little bit of my concerns for the future of this title. Before we jump in though, please subscribe and hit the bell. That means the world to me, and if you're a Sonic fan, you're at the right place. I talk about all things Sonic the Hedgehog here, and we have a great community here, so I would really appreciate it, and let's go. Alright, so, I've been watching this trailer, on repeat almost every single day since it came out. And, the more I look at the world, I'm not gonna lie, the more scared I actually get for this game. Initially, and if you guys actually saw my initial reaction to the trailer, you see, like, I'm at the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, show me the world, please let me see the corkscrews, the hills, the turns. And, when we see the world, my initial reaction, which I'll show right here, was kind of a bit mixed. Oh, let me see the world. Please tell me it has loops and twists and twirls. Okay. It looks beautiful. Please tell me it has loops and twists and twirls. Okay. So yeah, those mixed feelings definitely did grow a bit over time the more I watched this trailer. Because, when I think of an open world Sonic game, I imagine this world just brimming with curves and loops and hills, just an absolute playground for Sonic the Hedgehog. And when I see the world in Frontiers, it has a little bit of it. It's not flat. It's not completely flat, thank God, but there are a lot of flat areas, and that is a little bit of what worries me, regarding this trailer. Is it's not as playgroundish as I'd want it to be. Again, I do have hope for this game because, there are multiple islands in this game. We know that's confirmed. In fact, if you go to the website, they say plural, the world of Starfall Islands. So there's multiple islands, and I'm sure we've only were able to see really one. That's at least a good sign. In fact, a little bit of part of me hoped that this entire game wouldn't look like, the Mystic Ruins-esque vibe. It's not that that's a bad thing, but, I feel like over time, especially with an open world game, it could get a little bit stale. I do like the idea of there being different biomes, and it sounds like this game, will have that. Again, on the website, they mentioned we're going to have, those dense forests, those waterfall areas, which I believe the dense forests and waterfall areas are the areas that we've already seen before, but they do mention sizzling deserts. And as far as I'm, aware, I don't think we've seen any deserts in any of the screenshots or any of the footage. So I believe there's a whole other island that we just haven't seen yet, or a whole other part of this island that we just haven't seen yet, which is, again, that's a good sign. I'm happy we didn't see everything this world has to offer, because, I do hope there is more diversity regarding the aesthetics of this game. And not to mention, we do know the game does have a cyberspace areas, in the game, those levels that are going to be Unleashed styled. And, I'm really curious on what those will look like. We still have no footage or any idea of what those will look like. We do know they'll play Unleashed style stages. We do know those from the leaks. And based off the trailer, whenever he goes into that boost aura with all the cybernetic effects, the techno electronic effects behind him, it's definitely boostish gameplay, you could tell from the CGI. So we know what they're kind of going for, but we'll have to wait and see what the cyberspace has to offer. But since the trailer did drop, we did learn that Ian Flynn will actually be penning the story for this game. Now, what exactly that means, I'm not quite certain. It definitely sounds like he is in charge, like he's the head honcho for the story, and I sure hope that's the case. And I know there is going to be people, and there's already people in my comments that were, talking about, Ian Flynn writing for this game. Most people, I'd say like probably 98% really like the idea of it, but there's that 2% that just don't like the idea of Ian Flynn writing it. And I mean, at this point, like I can't fathom any reason not to like the idea of Ian Flynn writing the story. Personally, don't read the comments. I don't really follow them a whole lot, but I've heard nothing but good things regarding his work for the comics. But, if you look back at the stories we've gotten for Sonic, like Colors, Lost World, like, Ian Flynn being in charge of the story is nothing but a blessing. Like, I see it as being nothing but an absolute W for this franchise. So I don't see anyone really having any legitimate reasons to hate the idea of Ian Flynn writing the story. I think it would obviously be an improvement of what we got. Hell, I'll take literally anyone at this point to write the games other than what we've had, and the fact that it's Ian Flynn is very good. So I'm at the very least hoping for a competent story this time around. And, I'm really hoping that this game does have an emphasis of story here, because, if we look at the structures in this trailer, these ruin-y, Mayan-esque, structures, there's clearly a story behind this area, and I really want to learn more about it. And I hope this game isn't like another Sonic game where they just barely touch the surface of, what this whole world is about. I want them to go into it. I want them to talk about it, give this game some sort of identity. And I'm really hoping Ian Flynn delivers in that regard. So again, we'll have to wait to see, how things go when the game, comes out. And again, you guys know I will, do a full-on review for this game when it comes out, like I do for all my Sonic games. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed with the bell, because, I will be covering everything regarding Sonic Frontiers up until its release and after its release. And one of the other things that has pretty much been confirmed, since the trailer dropped, was that the voice we've heard in the trailer, the voice talking to Sonic, is apparently Amy. That is, what we've heard confirmed via, the captions on the video, as well as Justin himself, on the official, Sonic Livestream TV recently confirmed, that was Amy's voice.
And then one big thing I should mention, the entire voice cast is returning for this. We've got Roger as Sonic, we've got Colleen returning as Tails, everybody's come back, Cindy is Amy. Amy's voice is actually what you heard in the trailer. I know some people online were a little confused about that, but it's confirmed from me, that's Amy. So all of the gang's back. They sound amazing. Everybody's bringing their A game on this one.
Initially I thought it was Tails, at least the first voice. I could definitely hear the second voice talking to Sonic near the end of the trailer definitely being Amy, but the first voice really does sound like Colleen. It really does sound like Tails. I still hear Tails. But they say it's Amy, so I guess it's Amy. And regarding the voices, it has been confirmed that we do have the original voice actors for these characters, like Colleen, Sidney Robinson, Roger Craig Smith voicing Sonic, and Mike Pollock voicing Eggman. They will be returning for Sonic Frontiers. It leaves me scratching my head wondering, like, what was that whole thing about regarding them leaving for a bit? I made a video on almost everything regarding the news back then of these voice actors apparently leaving the series. But now it seems like they're all back. We know Colleen is voicing Tails in Sonic Movie 2, which is absolutely fantastic. If you guys saw my thoughts on that, watch my reaction analysis of the Sonic Movie 2 trailer. Colleen is apparently voicing Tails, Sydney will be voicing Amy, Roger will be voicing Sonic, and I assume Mike will be voicing Eggman, which is, pretty good to hear. I never really had a problem with those voices. I definitely had a problem with maybe sometimes their delivery, or especially the writing. But again, if Ian Flynn is writing the story this time around, I feel like we're in for at least a decent time compared to what we've had in the past. There is a little bit of worry though regarding like Knuckles and Silver, even if they're in this game, because we do know their voices did change for Team Sonic Racing, and I'm personally not a fan of those voices in Team Sonic Racing. I don't know exactly the people involved with those characters, but their voices were a little bit off to me in that game, so I'm really hoping they at least get the Knuckles voice used in Forces and the Silver voice in Forces. I mean, that voice was good too. But at the end of the day, we don't know exactly what characters are going to be in Sonic Frontiers. We just know that, his friends apparently will be captured of some kind, or all we know is that Sonic has to save his friends. We don't know where they're at, who's keeping them held captive. Are they even being held captive? Are they just in this cyber space world? He has to take him out, bring him out of it. I have no idea. But I did hear some people talking about the possibility of his friends being trapped inside those giant titans, those giant titan bosses that are apparently going to be in this game that we see at the end of the trailer, and that every time you defeat one, his friend would come out. There's no confirmation exactly on that, so we really don't know what the story is regarding his friends or how involved they will be in the story, but I do hope they are in the game. And I hope after we save them, I hope they're playable. I really doubt they are going to be playable. I mean, this is Sonic Team we're talking about. The idea of letting us play as Sonic's friends is absolute blasphemy after Sonic 06. I really hope we get to play as them. It's been far too long. Just playing as Sonic only can get, really boring. And I hope I don't have to rely on mods for this game to, fix stuff that they didn't do in the first place. This game is coming to PC, which is a good sign. I'm actually excited to see what the modders do to this world when it comes out and stuff like that. But again, I hope the game in and of itself has stuff in it that doesn't require the fans to go in and add to it later. But that's not all. Apparently we also learned that Sonic will have amnesia in this game. He'll not only have to save his friends, but also himself and learn the truth behind whatever's going on in Starfall Islands. And the fact that they also gave him amnesia, just like, Link did in Breath of the Wild, is... I'm not that shocked. They're already taking clear inspiration from Breath of the Wild, so the idea that, they're also making Sonic have amnesia like Link did is just, At first I was like, really? They're going that far into, taking inspiration from Breath of the Wild, but, I guess they are, so... We'll see what happens. I have no real thoughts on that whatsoever. Amnesia is something that's always plagued the Sonic series anyways, regarding, Shadow and all that stuff. So we know amnesia has been around the Sonic series, so it's not that far-fetched, but I just think it's funny that, the game looks like Breath of the Wild and it seems to be following a close story arc like Breath of the Wild. And based off the leaks, they did mention something about like this ghost girl chasing Sonic. We don't know if now, the ghost chasing Sonic is Amy or his friends talking to him and the leakers just didn't recognize them as Sonic's friends at the time. We really don't know exactly what's going on, so there is a possibility that we still have these new characters like the ghost girl coming into this game. Again, we'll have to wait and see. We didn't see a whole lot in terms of the story regarding this trailer. But yeah, that's pretty much, all the new information that's, come out since the trailer dropped. And, now I kind of want to go into some of my concerns regarding this title, some of the stuff that I've already honed in on. But again, it really just comes down to the gameplay. This trailer did not have any gameplay. And, that is something I do find a little bit concerning. And the reason why is not that I think, Sonic Team is like hiding it from us or anything like that. I just think it is strange where if they're copying Breath of the Wild, if you look at the first Breath of the Wild trailer, they did show gameplay. If you look at the official Breath of the Wild trailer, they had gameplay in there. And not only that, the world looked way more alive in the Breath of the Wild trailer. You could see creatures and, those deer and etc. like all over the world, as well as the gameplay. And it is weird how they didn't decide to also, get us invested in the world like Breath of the Wild did. Now, it's like the world that Sonic is running in this trailer looks desolate. There's no one else here. The only thing we've seen breathing in this trailer is Sonic. Everywhere else, there's nothing. I don't see any sort of wildlife, no flickies, we don't even see rings floating around. There's no rings, there's no springs, boosters, nothing. There's nothing there. And again, this could be because the game is over a year away, so I understand that. But if you want us to get attached to this world, I would hope that they would have more than just the aesthetics of it, which again, I will say this, the game looks beautiful. It looks like, the forefront of, Sonic being on next-gen consoles, and it looks great, but I wish they took more time in maybe adding some sort of beings to this world that's other than the Titan and Sonic. Again, the world looks desolate here, and I think that's why I'm really worried. Because at the end of the day, I don't want this open world just to be used to go from cyberspace to cyberspace. I want there to be stuff to do, people to talk to, things to save, things to destroy in between those cyberspace levels, or those, Ubisoft towers, as, they call it in these open world games. I want there to be stuff to do. I don't want to just be able to just run from point A to point B super quick in this world and not have there be any real reason to, explore around. Again, fill the world up. If you're going to make an open world game, you got to fill it up. You got to have some sort of NPCs, maybe have Sonic's friends around, have secrets, have items, things to collect. That is what I really hope this game does. Let this open world be fun. And that's also why I wanted the design to be more like, like a playground. I wanted to be a playground for Sonic's abilities, because again, I said this before and I'll say it again. I'll say it until the game comes out. If it is not fun to move as Sonic in an open world game, what was the point of bringing Sonic to open world in the first place? Sonic has been very restrictive in 3D for a while now. There's no real momentum in games since Adventure, I want to say. So I really hope that, if they're going to have all these hills and even some of these ramps that I see here, I hope there's momentum. I hope there's challenge here. I hope it is exhilarating to gain momentum and fly off of cliffs and to, do some crazy moves. Like, essentially, I look at, the Sonic CD opening. It's like, if I ever were to picture an open world Sonic game, I picture like that, being able to run on walls, which I do know based off like the symbols and one of the screenshots or in the part of the trailer is on the side of the wall, which makes me believe we can probably wall run in this game, which is cool. I do like the idea of that, but I hope, there's freedom to it. I hope it's not linear. I hope it's not automatic. A lot of the loops I'm seeing in this game so far do look, pretty linear. It looks like a lot of the pathways we've seen in a lot of, the Sonic games we've played already with these boost titles, where they're very automatic, they're very linear. Like it's like being in a bowling alley with the bumpers up on either side. It's like you can't mess up because you'll just hit a wall and you'll be bouncing off, but you're still going straight. I want the open world to really test the player. Let the player control Sonic. Let the player have full 3D controls of Sonic. And I can't say this enough, because again, if they don't have that, I'll be very upset, because again, it might not be fun to play as a linear boost Sonic in an open world. I want there to be full 3D controls with momentum and being able to, launch off of ledges and have fun. I want to have fun in between the levels. That's important. There was an interview with Iizuka recently regarding Sonic Frontiers, and one of the things he says is in the new game, there's going to be special characteristics like speed, physical ability, and the research of the huge islands. Now, they mentioned speed, and that's something they say for every Sonic game, because of course it's a Sonic game. There's always going to be speed in a Sonic game, so him saying there's going to be an emphasis of speed in this game, not surprising. I sure hope there is. It's a Sonic game after all. It does make me wonder what kind of puzzles they're going to have, because I do know with the playtesters they did mention, there is puzzles to do. I hope these puzzles aren't like pushing a block. I hope they're speed based, maybe like time attack or like something speed based, something fun, something that feels like Sonic, not something that feels like Link or Legend of Zelda. I want it to feel like Sonic. I want these puzzles designed around Sonic's ability. I don't want to feel like, now we gotta drag out this game a few more hours, so make the player press buttons or push a block or activate this door here, and the generic stuff that we usually see in these open world games. I hope that's not the case here. But again, we're gonna have to wait to see what they do with that. Now, he does mention physical ability, and that's the part again where I hope Sonic's moveset is fun. I hope there's momentum. They do mention, in one of the early leaks, they mentioned the way to destroy enemies, you kind of run in a circle around them and it destroys everyone within the circle. And that tells me immediately, like, they had to have tweaked Sonic's design, because 3D Sonic, Boost Sonic, it's really hard to turn with him. He turns like a tank, because it's not a bad thing in the Boost games, because those games are designed very linear, kind of like Temple Run, where you just sidestep, like you're constantly moving forward anyways. But in an open world game, that's why I mentioned in that video way back of what we need. The movement, the control of Sonic had to have been changed for this to work. And I'm sure they did if he's emphasizing physical ability. I sure hope there is, new powers for Sonic, new controls for Sonic where he's fluid and he doesn't control the tank. I hope Sonic controls good in a 3D space. I don't think we've had a really decent control scheme since, I want to say, Adventure 2. Heroes, I love Heroes, but, I think we can all agree Heroes, Sonic controlled, like, he had soap for feet, as well as in Shadow. Sonic 06, he was ultra precise, which I know to some isn't bad, and even for me, I do like the gameplay in Sonic 06, but it definitely didn't have the momentum and the feel that Adventure quite did. And ever since, we just had Boost Sonic in these linear hallways. So, but if we're going back to an open style where we give the player full control of Sonic, I hope that the controls for Sonic are fun, they're fluid, they're responsive, and I hope it doesn't feel awkward like it's felt for quite a while now. In the last point, Iizuka hones in on his research of the islands, which again, I hope there is secrets here. I hope there's things to learn about this area. And again, I think that's going to come from Ian Flynn. Like, I hope he writes the story. I hope there's a story here to be said to learn about this area, because again, I like the name Star Falls Island. It sounds great. It actually sounds like something that would be in the Sonic universe. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn about this place. I want to learn the lore here, and I want to learn what this will mean for the series, maybe even going forward. Like, will the things in this world be something that we'll see return? What will it mean for the Sonic series? What is the lasting impact of this story? So again, I hope we learn more about it. This game is definitely interesting, and it definitely looks ambitious, which is a good sign. Again, the more I watch this trailer, I'm more so just like waiting. It's like now we're just going to be waiting to see what they have in store for us. I'm not really grinding my teeth yet. The level design for this world so far is, you know, giving me a little bit of an eyebrow raise. It doesn't look bad, but it isn't as expansive in terms of like Sonic's moveset as I'd hope it would be. So I would give like the world maybe like, I don't know, like a B- or a C, like from what we see right now. Because again, there are hills and there are bridges and a lot of cool stuff like that, but I do hope there is a lot more to this world. I hope there is a lot more fun to be had. Again, I want it to be like a playground. I want it to be a playground for Sonic's abilities. And yeah, that's all I really had to say regarding Sonic Frontiers, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Sorry for all the stuttering here. Again, this was unscripted. I just wanted to, you know, get my thoughts out to you guys. You know, the more I watched this game, the more those thoughts became more coherent of what exactly I wanted to say and what exactly I'm feeling regarding this title. This is going to be an interesting time for us Sonic fans. You know, so 2022, we're going to be having a lot of information like Sonic Prime, Sonic Origins, and again, Sonic Frontiers, and Sonic Movie 2. We have a lot of great stuff coming out for 2022, so please be sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell so you guys know when I upload. Regarding all things coming out, you guys know I'll have my reactions day one whenever something comes out, as well as my reviews when things come out. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is Sam, signing out. See you later, procrastinators.